Welcome to the 4 o'clock news on today, 25th of December. You are watching Bethlehem Tonight on the OLSS network, and my name is Gabby Temple.
And I'm Jenny Starr. The headlines: COVID rates are lowering, but Bethlehem remains in Tier 2.
Emperor Augustus orders a census.
Restrictions on the movement are eased as thousands are on the move to the town of Birr.
A bright light is spotted in the sky. Celestial signs point to a major event about to take place.
Bethlehem is fully booked. Our roving reporter Lizzie Tanner will bring us the latest.
But first, Emperor Augustus has issued a decree that the whole world should be registered. This is the first census of its type, and critics are already warning of chaos on the roads. People are travelling many miles to their hometown and are arriving tired and hungry, only to discover a lack of suitable accommodation.
We now go to our reporters on the ground, Lizzie Tanner and John Snowflake.
Thank you, Jenny. This situation is chaotic and people are already complaining of the lack of planning in the run to the census. We have reports of innkeepers taking advantage of the huge numbers of people arriving here tonight.
The 2-metre rule is not being enforced and people are being squeezed into rooms with inadequate facilities, such as a lack of hand sanitizer. We have reports about a man who has travelled from Nazareth to Galilee. That's a distance of over 50 miles and has taken him and his wife several days.
Little donkey on a dusty road. Got to keep on plodding onward with your precious load. It's been a long...
I'm here with the weary traveller Joseph. I understand that your wife is heavily pregnant, but how is she coping with the journey?
We are fortunate to have borrowed a friend's donkey, but even so the roads are in a dreadful state. She is now very tired and looking forward to being settled for the night, and just thankful that the baby can survive on the way.
And have you been one of the lucky ones to find a room? I hear there is reduced space because of social distancing rules.
We call that the most of the inns in the town must have been turned away. We only have a few left to try.
But your wife was due to give birth any day now. When will you stay tonight?
We will continue to try knocking on doors and hope someone takes some mercy on us.
Good luck and we will catch up with you later.
We are back live here with Josephine's family. How did you manage to find a place to stay? We were both praying all the way here, and our prayers have been answered. A kind innkeeper took pity on us and said we can sleep in a stable. Well, we don't mind roughing it a bit, and it's warm and dry, and it would be quieter than staying in the centre of town. You obviously don't mind the smell of your own house. We have with us the innkeeper willing to let out a stable. Why didn't you say no to Mary and Joseph like the other innkeepers?
COVID has been tough on the hospitality industry and I need all the money I can get. I have been closed for the past 2 lockdowns, but Mary's about to have a baby and I felt sorry for them.
Very public-spirited of you. Now we must leave here to go to the daily briefing of Boris Johnson, I mean King Herod.
Welcome to the Daily Briefing. Today is the first day of the National Census. All citizens are required to register in their place of birth. During these unprecedented times, we would like to urge people to remember the 3 rules of hand, space and space. We must flatten the curve and preserve my wealth. Life! We must preserve life. I will now hand over to our head tax collector and the scientific advisor for further updates.
We have been working hard to complete the census and have reduced our backlog by 30%. But now it is not the time to ease back. We must stay on top of this. The economy is shrinking, so we have come up to a plan to only tax our people by 60% rather than the usual 80%.
They've been searching for a Saviour for quite some time now, and I believe there are many false reports of the Messiah arriving. As you can see from this chart, King King Herod is the one and only ruler, and he must be obeyed at all times.
This chart shows that King Herod is 100% a true king. Next slide, please. This chart indicates that King Herod will always be our ruler.
Now we will take questions from the media. First question is from Sky News.
King, when can we expect to be out of the census and be back to normal? There's only so long we can live under these restrictions.
We fully expect the census to be over sometime soon, or it might be after spring. But the point is, you must definitely sign the census, unless you can't sign it for some reason. In that case, you should avoid signing the census, but definitely don't take a public donkey to the location of the census, unless you need to, and stay 2 meters apart or 1 meter if that's too difficult. I hope that clears it up for you. Next question is from OSS News.
Professor Christmas Whitty, can you explain the significance of the bright star in the sky? Some suggest it's signalling an end to the suffering.
There is no evidence that the star is anything special. We have been working hard to flatten the curve of the star, and have started to see some change in its location.
Thank you, Professor. Next question is from ITV.
Chief Tax Collector, how do you plan to pay for the jobs losses during the census as people leave their places of work to register?
We have a strong economic package in place. We are rolling out a furlough scheme where every employee will be paid 3 lambs during the census, with King Herod only taking 2 of them back as tax.
Thank you. Our final question comes from Laurel Koonsberg from the BBC.
King, can you please confirm reports that there has been a child born who is the Messiah and that this boy will save us all? In fact, isn't it true that this child is the Son of God and the one true King?
These reports are completely untrue and have been fabricated. There is no new king and I am the only ruler you should follow.
I'm sorry to interrupt the king, but we have a breaking story coming in, which confirms that what he is saying is fake news. I'm getting reports about the couple from Nazareth who have given birth to a healthy baby boy. Sources on the ground have confirmed us that the boy's name is Jesus and he is the long-awaited Messiah. It looks like the news is spreading fast and the people are travelling from far and wide to visit the baby king.
It was on a starry night when the hills were bright. A boy sleeping, calm and still. Then in a castle shed, in a manger bed, a boy was born, King of all the world. And all the angels sang for him, the bells of heaven rang.
We have with us the shepherds who were the first to be told this amazing news. Can you tell our viewers exactly where you were when you heard this news?
I look after the sheep on those hills behind us. Lovely animal sheep, I'm sure that your viewers will agree. Well, normally I sit up on those hills with other shepherds talking, but tonight was different.
Why is it different? As we're talking about sheep are better than goats, and angel appeared in front of us.
An angel, you said, what did he look like?
It was tricky to make out as such bright light coming from heaven, thus she was wearing face masks.
And how did you all feel?
Terrified, then Jake looked at the goose at first, and Eli at first started singing the world. We've never seen anything like it. The angel spoke and told us to not be scared. He had great news. Well, after COVID, we all need some good news, so we pricked up our ears. The angel said that in Bethlehem, the Savior of the world is born. He is the Messiah. The angels appeared and started singing, praising God. Well, I thought the LSS choir had beautiful voices. Never in my life I heard such wonderful music.
And did you try to find this baby?
Yes, we left our sheep to go find him. We trust the Lord that the sheep won't get the sheep and the cows. Straw was lining the most perfect baby ever raised.
Have you told anyone about this?
Are you kidding? This is great news. I can't keep it to myself. I want to shout it out from the rooftops for all the world to know.
A quite astonishing story, and how refreshing to be able to bring our viewers a genuinely good news story. Back to the studio.
The King's scientific advisors, known as the Parsley Group, have been arguing long and hard about the appearance of a bright star that has been seen in the east. It is the brightest in the sky, and experts have ruled out this being a UFO. The heavenly body seems to be attracting even more people to the location of the Messiah. They say it might be the cure we've been waiting for, but to not get our hopes up, we need to have the facts verified and tested by an independent source.
We three kings of Orient are bearing gifts. We traverse afar, fields and fountains, moor and mountains, following yonder star. Born a king on Bethlehem's plain, gold I bring to crown him again. King forever, ceasing never, over us all to reign. Oh, star of wonder, star of light, star with royal beauty bright.
Once again, we return to our reporter who is standing outside the stable. She has with her some VIPs who can shed some light on this star.
I have with me Mr. Casper, an expert in stargazing, who has travelled great distances to come to this little town of ours. Can you tell our viewers who you are and why a person of your importance has come to such an insignificant place as Bethlehem?
I'm a Margaret scholar and I study the skies. I'm a wise, important man. My colleagues and I saw the star and looked in many books to find out its significance.
And what did you find out about the star?
We found that the star was a sign that the king was born. So we packed our bags and followed the star to Jerusalem.
I've been told you brought rather unusual presents for baby Jesus.
We brought gold, frankincense and myrrh, and we ensured they were disinfected, of course.
These are strange things to give a newborn baby. Can you explain their significance?
Gold is fit for a king, incense is a symbol of worship and prayer, and myrrh is a precious spice.
Thank you for your time. Now back to the studio for a roundup of today's events.
It has been an eventful night. It's not often the birth of a child makes headline news, but Jesus is the Messiah, the one anointed by God, and our researchers tell us he is the light of the world. He truly is the good news we have been waiting for, and if we trust him, even in the darkest of days, we'll have a light at the end.
As we think about this wonderful occasion, please join us all in the prayer as we think about this special time of the year.
Please join me as saints in our prayer. We will start by lighting the candle and perform the sign of the cross. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Dear Lord, we pray for all those who cannot be close to loved ones at this time of the year. We are reminded of the special gifts you have given us and will pass them on to those in need.
May now your love and affairs continue to be shared in the kindness of strangers looking after our children. Keep us in your care.